Hi, today we will draw the amount of coins two different ways by exchanging the smallest coin possible because this gives us different ways we can pay for items. So if we don't have the change one way, we're going to try to figure out how to do it another way just in case we're at the store and that happens. All right, so let's watch the brain pop first.
The soccer team is having a craft fair to raise money for uniforms. Look, Becca's selling pet rocks. Do you have 60 cents, Moby? What are different ways to show the same amount of money? You can use different coins to show the same amount. I know that 10 pennies are equal to 10 cents, and 5 pennies are equal to a nickel. So 5 pennies and 1 nickel are equal to 10 cents too. I know that 2 nickels are also equal to 10 cents, and so is 1 dime. Each pet rock costs 60 cents. What are different ways to make 60 cents? Well, 6 dimes are equal to 60 cents. And since 1 dime is equal to 2 nickels, 12 nickels are equal to 60 cents. Since 5 nickels are equal to 25 cents, you can exchange the nickels for a quarter. And exchange another 5 nickels for a quarter. So 2 quarters and 2 nickels make 60 cents. But I can trade in 2 nickels for a dime. That means 2 quarters and a dime are equal to 60 cents. People usually like to use the fewest number of coins possible when they pay. It might take a long time if you tried to pay for something in pennies. I love my new pet rock. Cool. Tasha's selling bracelets. Each one costs 85 cents. You've got 8 dimes, which are equal to 80 cents. So add a nickel to make 85 cents. You know that 5 dimes are equal to 50 cents. That's worth the same as 2 quarters. So altogether, 2 quarters, 3 dimes, and 1 nickel are worth 85 cents. Since 2 dimes and a nickel equal 25 cents, you can trade them in for a quarter. That means 3 quarters and 1 dime are equal to 85 cents. Nice bracelet, Moby. Look, Brian's selling sock puppets for $1. What are some ways to make $1? Remember, $1 is equal to 100 pennies, or 20 nickels, or 10 dimes. 4 quarters are equal to $1. You can combine coins in other ways to make $1. Together, these coins are worth $1. I can trade in 2 dimes and a nickel for a quarter. Then I can trade in 5 pennies and a nickel for a dime. Now I can trade in the 2 dimes and a nickel for another quarter. Then I can trade 4 quarters for a $1 coin or a $1 bill. Check out my sock puppet. Ooh, Takura's painting faces for $1. These coins add up to $1, but you can trade in coins to show the same amount in a different way. Since 5 nickels is equal to 25 cents, you can exchange the nickels for a quarter. Then you can trade in 5 pennies for a nickel, And let's see. You have 7 dimes and 1 nickel. That's equal to 75 cents. 3 quarters are equal to 75 cents too. So trade the 7 dimes and 1 nickel for 3 quarters. Now you have 4 quarters, which are worth $1. You want to paint my face? Uh-oh, Moby.
We're going to use that to make coins 2 different ways. So for 57 cents here, I'm going to think, what's one way I can make 57 cents using pennies, nickels, dimes, and quarters? I'm going to use the text tool to do this. And I'll just pick one color I want, and we're going to put it on these 2 flowers up here. So one way I can make 57 cents, I'm going to use my biggest coin possible first. My biggest coin is a quarter. And if I'm looking up here at my number grid, I know that 1 quarter is 25. So I can definitely use 1 quarter. And then I'm going to see if I can use another quarter. So 1 quarter is 25. Here's another quarter in orange. That's 50. I want 57 cents. So I can go ahead and use another quarter. So 2 quarters, I'm at 50. And then I want to see how much else I need to get to 57. So if I'm at 50, I can't use another quarter because that would be 75. So let's try dimes. If I'm at 50 and I do a dime, that would be 60. That's too much. I want 57. So I'm going to try again. I can not use a dime, but look at nickels. If I'm at 55, a nickel is worth 5. 1, 2, 3, 55. I could use a nickel. All right, and then let me try another nickel. That's too much. That'd be 60. So now I can just use pennies. I'm at 55, 56, 57. And then I'm going to make that, adjust that onto my flower. All right. And then I need another way because our objective says 2 ways. So I'm going to exchange the smallest coin I can, and I'm going to underline the coin that I'm going to exchange. So I cannot exchange pennies. Those are already the smallest amount possible. So my next smallest amount would be a nickel. So I'm going to underline that, go back to my text tool, and I'm going to type in my second flower now, the quarter, and then another quarter, and now I'm to my underlined nickel. So that nickel is going to change, and the only thing that the nickel can change to is pennies. And since a nickel is worth 5, it's going to change to 5 pennies, and then I still need to put the 2 back on that were already there. Okay, so now I made 57 cents 2 different ways. All right, let's look at the next one. 65 cents. All right, where do we start with 65 cents? Do we start with a penny? No, we're going to start with a quarter, right? Because that's our biggest coin possible. So I'm going to draw a quarter, but first we really should see if we can use a quarter, sorry. A quarter is worth 25 cents. We want 65. So I can definitely use a quarter. And then let's see if I can use another quarter. Remember, 2 quarters. Here's 1 quarter. 2 quarters is 50. I have them highlighted up here in orange. So I can use another quarter. Oops, I don't need a B. I need a quarter. And then let's see if I can use another quarter if I want 65 cents. So 1 quarter is 25, 2 quarters 50, 3 quarters is 75. No, that's too much. So let's see what coin I can use next. Let's look at the dime. A dime is worth 10 cents. If I'm at 50, and I go down on the number grid for 10, that takes me to 60. So I could definitely use a dime. All right, I want 65 cents. So I'm at 60. If I use another dime, that's 70, and that's too much. So let's look at nickels. If I'm at 60, 5 more would be 65. So I need to use a nickel, and then I have reached 65 cents. So I can click off of it and then drag those coins where I want it to go. All right, our objective says 2 ways, so I'm going to underline the smallest coin possible. And the smallest coin up here is a nickel this time. And we know, because we just did it, we can exchange a nickel for 5 pennies. So I'm going to underline it. I'm putting back on the text tool. And now the quarter stays the same. The other quarter stays the same. The dime is going to stay, but I can't do nickel again because I need a different way. So the nickel is the only coin that I'm going to exchange. And I can exchange a nickel for 5 pennies. Okay, click off of it and drag it where I want it to go. So I made 65 cents 2 different ways. All right, let's try another one once that goes away. We want 43 cents this time. This is our last one we're going to do together. Then you're going to do your own on your Pear Deck slide on next on Canvas. So we want 43 cents. So the first thing I'm going to do is check to see if I can use quarter. 1 quarter is 25 cents. So yeah, I can definitely use a quarter. The next thing I'm going to see if I can use another corner. So 1 quarter is 25, 2 quarters is 50. I want 43, so that's too much. I'm going to move on to dimes. If I'm at 25 cents, 1 dime would be 35, so I can use a dime. If I use another dime, that's 45, and that's too much. So now we're going to look at nickels. I'm at 25, 35. A nickel would put me at 40, so I can use a nickel. Let's see if I can use another nickel. Another nickel would be 45, and we just said that's too much. So let's go back to 40, and now we can only use pennies, and we want to use pennies until we get to 43, 41, 42, 43. And I'm clicking off and dragging it. All right, now for our second way, we're going to underline the smallest coin possible that we can exchange. So I can't exchange pennies. Those are the smallest coins. They cannot be exchanged, but we've been exchanging the nickel this whole time. So I'm going to underline the nickel. Oops, that's a sloppy underline. Go back to my text tool, click in the second flower, and then I'm going to use the quarter again. I'm going to use the nickel again, or sorry, not the nickel. I'm going to use the dime again. And then now I'm to the nickel that I underlined. I cannot write the nickel again because that would make the same coins and I need a different way. So a nickel would be 5 pennies. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then remember, I still have to put these 3 pennies that are here back on. 1, 2, 3. Okay, and then I can click off and drag that around. So I have made 43 cents 2 different ways. All right, you're going to click next on Canvas, and this is your exit slip for today. You are going to do 34 cents 2 different ways. Try your very best on it, please. Bye.